Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, there's the jail. All right, good morning, sir. Can I have your full name, please?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Miguel Alfonso Mendoza Jr.
Good morning, Your Honor. Dale here.
And Your Honor, this is the Spanish court interpreter. Is that the Spanish speaker?
Yes, we're gonna have both Spanish speakers up first.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Mendoza, there's an interpreter here for you.
Okay.
Señor Mendoza, está el intérprete para ayudarlo.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, good morning, Mr. Mendoza. This is the time set for your initial appearance.
Muy buenos días, le dice la juez. Señor Mendoza, está usted aquí para su comparecencia inicial.
I'm seeing you
Good morning.
today. Good morning. I'm city court for some new misdemeanor offenses.
Usted está compareciendo ante mí porque tiene delitos menores que salieron a raíz de Tucson City Court.
The charges are for disorderly conduct, theft, criminal damage, criminal trespass.
Y las acusaciones son alteración al orden público, robo, daños a la propiedad y entrada ilegal.
These are alleged to be domestic violence offenses.
Estas son delitos que se consideran de violencia doméstica.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado. Todo lo que diga puede y será utilizado en su contra.
You have the right to hire your own attorney.
Tiene el derecho Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado. Todo lo que diga puede y será utilizado en su contra.
You have the right to hire your own attorney.
Tiene el derecho a contratar a su propio abogado.
In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be provided for you.
Y en ciertas ocasiones, si usted no se puede costear un abogado, se le puede proporcionar uno a usted.
Sir, is there somewhere you can go that is not with Mr. Andres Gomez or with Ms. Lourdes Moreno?
Yes, ma'am.
Señor, yes, ma'am.
So sorry.
Que si hay algún lugar que pueda usted ir que no sea con el señor Andrés Gámez o Lourdes, y no tengo el apellido.
Moreno.
La señorita Moreno. ¿Hay algún otro lugar que pueda ir?
Yes, I have somewhere to go.
Okay, where would that be?
¿Y dónde sería esto?
With my dad or my aunt in Phoenix, I just don't know the address. My dad's address, I think it is in Pantano and Irvington, where my dad lives.
Okay. And so we have an interpreter here. Is it helpful to still have the interpreter?
I mean, I do understand English. I don't know what they say about the interpreter. Like, my English is kind of bad, but I understand and speak it. Not that good, but I understand it.
Okay, so for future court hearings, would it be helpful to still have an interpreter?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Just for the future. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Sir, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date.
Okay.
Conditions include do not commit any acts of domestic violence. At this time, no contact with Andres Gomez or with Lourdes Moreno.
Okay.
Don't try to go find them or anything while your case is ongoing. Your next court date will be July 15th at 1:30 p.m. at the Tucson City Court downtown.
Okay.
When you get released from jail today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information, the date, time, address, a phone number. You're ordered to appear for that court date on July 15th, as well as future court dates. If you can't make it for some reason, you call the number there and you let them know to reschedule your date. If not, a warrant can issue if you don't show up and you don't call them ahead of time. The trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but unable to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Mendoza?
Okay,
Okay, thank you, sir. You're excused for
Thank
today.
you.
I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf.
all right, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, you're good. Still looking great.
Okay.
Like, we're doing that suit that, let's pop it in.
On this, I was.
Yeah. ¿Cómo se nos
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Me puede dar su nombre completo, por favor?
Marco Antonio Manzanares.
Marco Antonio Manzanares.
Thank you, Mr. Manzanares. This is the time set for your initial appearance.
Muchas gracias, señor Manzanares. Este día de hoy usted está compareciendo ante la juez para una comparecencia inicial.
I'm seeing today on a new felony charge for theft of means of transportation or auto theft.
El día de hoy usted tiene un delito grave nuevo que es por un robo de un medio de transporte.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado. Todo lo que diga puede y será utilizado en su contra.
You have the right to an attorney.
Tiene el derecho de contratar a su abogado,
I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
pero yo voy a asignar al defensor público del condado de Pima para que lo represente.
And you have counsel seated next to you for today.
Y para el propósito de esta audiencia de hoy, sí tiene un abogado sentado enseguida de usted.
I'll be setting
Okay.
some release conditions for you.
Voy a fijarle condiciones de liberación.
I've reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint.
Dice la juez, yo ya consideré el informe previo al juicio que me mandaron la agencia previa al juicio y también la denuncia provisional.
The state's written recommendation is released to pretrial services.
La recomendación del fiscal es de que usted quede liberado, pero bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Gant,
Sí.
does the state want to be heard further?
Y le preguntan al fiscal si quiere hacer algún comentario adicional.
Mr. Gant, you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. I thought I unmuted. No, thank you.
Thank you.
Dice que no el fiscal.
Counsel at the jail?
Your Honor, I don't think we would have anything to add. We also think pretrial services is appropriate.
Y dice el abogado que está enseguida de usted, que no tiene nada que agregar, que sí sería apropiado que usted quede liberado, pero bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio.
Okay.
And
Okay.
sir, is your address still in Tempe, Arizona?
Sí,
Señor, ¿usted todavía vive en Tempe?
sí, ahí estoy quedándome. Es la dirección que tengo ahorita.
Yes, that's the address that I have. I'm staying there.
Do you have a way to have transportation to get to court in Tucson?
¿Y usted tiene la manera de llegar a sus audiencias aquí en Tucson?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, I am going to release you to pretrial services.
Entonces lo voy a liberar, va a quedar en libertad, pero bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio.
You have to keep in contact with them as frequently as they ask you to.
Usted se tiene que reportar con ellos tan frecuentemente como ellos se lo indiquen.
Additional conditions of release include no drugs, no alcohol.
Y condiciones adicionales de liberación incluye que usted no debe de consumir bebidas alcohólicas ni tampoco drogas ilegales.
No
¿Está bien?
weapons.
Tampoco debe de poseer arma de fuego.
Any monitoring and treatment directed by pretrial services.
Y tiene que cumplir con el tratamiento o monitoreo que le indiquen los servicios previos al juicio.
Sí, está bien.
All right.
No contact with the alleged victim, the owner of the vehicle.
Y usted no debe de tener un contacto con el dueño del vehículo.
No, ni lo conozco.
Do not try to find them or anything like that.
No quiero que trate de ubicarlo o encontrarlo y nada por el estilo, ¿ok?
No.
No, I won't.
Your next court date, sir, is a preliminary hearing on July 1st at 1:30 p.m.
Su próxima audiencia, señor, sería una audiencia preliminar fijada para el 1 de julio a la 1:30 de la tarde.
That,
Ok, está bien.
All right.
that date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office.
Bueno, esa fecha quizás sí se cumpla la audiencia para el 1 de julio o quizás la cambien, pero quiero que se mantenga en comunicación con su abogado defensor. ¿Está bien?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, all right.
When you get released from jail, you get a phone number for the public defender's office.
Una vez que salga de la cárcel, le van a dar el número de teléfono de su abogado, del defensor público.
Me parece bien.
I think it's okay, all right?
Okay, and let them know that you live out of county.
Y quiero que les haga saber que usted vive fuera del condado de Pima.
Sí,
Yes, I will.
If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that July 1st date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Si usted no se presenta a esa audiencia del 1 de julio o la audiencia que le fijen, se puede emitir una orden de arresto para que lo vuelvan a arrestar.
sí, está bien.
Yes, all right.
You understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Manzanares?
Señor Manzanares, ¿le quedan claras las consecuencias de no presentarse a su audiencia?
Sí,
Yes.
I thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Muchas gracias, señor. Se puede retirar por hoy.
One.
Morning, Your Honor, this is Jail here.
Morning.
I just wanted the court to be aware that Ms. Rufus and Mr. Edwards both refused to come to court. This is Mr. Edwards' fourth time refusing court, Your Honor.
Okay, and what about Ms. Kupis?
She refused to come to court.
Is this the first time?
Correct.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, if I may, can we check with the jail to see if there's an additional Spanish speaker?
There is not.
All right, thank
Then
you.
the interpreter may the interpreter be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Fernandez. You're excused. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Can you see that flag, please?
Have a seat, please.
Are you there, Judge?
Yes, thank you.
Ma'am, I'm going through a terrible nightmare here. I don't belong here because I didn't do anything and it was acknowledged that I didn't do anything.
All right, hold on,
Now-
ma'am. Hold on. Can I get your full name, please?
Jane Doe. And ma'am,
Can I get
it
your
was acknowledged.
full legal name, please?
Ma'am, it's Jane Doe because I haven't done anything.
What is
and
the
I'm
name
searching.
on your birth certificate, ma'am?
That's just it. It was stolen. And ma'am, it's Jane Doe.
What is the
I-
name on your driver's license?
Ma'am, it was stolen. I don't have any idea it was stolen. And I'm searching for work.
Ma'am, I'm looking for
And-
your name. I just need to get your name. What is your name,
Jane
please?
Doe. Ma'am, Jane Doe.
Ma'am, I need your
Because-
legal name.
I'm searching for work. I'm searching.
I understand that, ma'am. I can't move forward until I get your name, please. What is your birth
ma'am.
date?
May I please? 1/1/58.
1/1/58?
Yes, I'm searching for employment. This is not going to help me here because I didn't do anything. They acknowledged the
Hold
opposite
on,
party.
hold on, ma'am. I need your name. So your birthday is January 1st, 1958?
Ma'am, you don't have to announce it. I whispered it for that. So there are people in here. That's personal information for me.
Okay, what
I
is your
don't-
name, ma'am? I need your name. I can't release you until we get your name.
Ma'am, that is what is needed for my search for employment. That is what's needed. I dearly need to get back to work. And there's already so many obstacles. I was hurt here last night by an employee. I already have that on top of everything else. It was acknowledged by the opposite party that they found
What
no
do your
reason.
family members call you?
Ma'am, I don't have any.
Do they call you Jane or do they call you something else? What name do you go by?
That would be it. The card that was given to me, I have a request that it is shredded, that I can shred it myself because this is a total humiliating thing when I didn't do anything. I committed
Right,
no
ma'am,
crime.
what is the name on your birth certificate? The name of your birth?
It will be Jane Oldham. Because my search for work, this is going to end before it began. I need the search for work to continue.
All right, so ma'am, as you understand, you've probably seen a couple judges by now. You're not going to get released until you provide your true legal name.
Yeah, that would be it, please. I heard that it is acceptable when there is valid reason.
Well,
First
I don't
of
know
all,
where you learned that is acceptable, but if that's not your true legal name, you can't go by that, not for this proceeding.
pardon, may I have a different judge, please, ma'am? No insult intended.
Okay, you'll see a different judge this evening if you don't want to give your name to me today.
Only because I think I offered a valid reason and I didn't commit any crime. The
You're
opposite party
required to provide
acknowledged
your
that.
name to the judge, ma'am. I'm not going to argue with you. You're going to see a different judge this evening if you don't provide a true name to me. All right. We'll reset this
Not-
matter to this evening. Thank you.
Not in the evening, but could it be in the afternoon?
There is no IA judge in the afternoon.
I didn't hear what you said, pardon me.
There is no initial appearance in the afternoon. The next one is at 7 p.m.
Don't. I'd like this card destroyed. Please judge this card they gave me today. Please don't.
Well, what?
Please destroy this card, Judge. I don't want it to stay here, this patient card. Please, if you will.
Appreciate it.
Good morning, sir. Can I have your full name, please?
Michael Blaine Turner.
All right, thank you. Hold on one moment.
Sorry. You're, if they're going to release you, they're going to put us up on.
For what, sir?
The judge will read it to you.
Yes, to the evening. All right, good afternoon, or good morning, sir. Thank you for your patience. One more time, your full name.
Oh, Michael Turner?
Uncle Blaine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Turner. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a post-indictment case in Pima County Superior Court for CR 2025-2615. The charges are for possession of narcotic drugs, possession of a weapon by a prohibited possessor, possession of a weapon during a felony drug offense, and possession of drug paraphernalia. It looks like you're also in custody and other charges on a separate bond. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Office of Legal Advocate to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Turner, on this new case. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $25,000 bond. Mr. Gant, does the state want to be heard further?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to add here that Mr. Turner does have employment here within Pima County. He works as a foreman. Additionally, he does have stable housing while here and it is here in Pima County. He would be able to attend future court hearings should he be released. I understand that he is being held on bond in another matter, at least based on what I've seen. For that reason, we would ask for either he be released to pretrial services or a nominal bond be issued of $5,000.
All right, thank you. I do believe a bond is appropriate in this matter. I'll order a bond of $7,500. It will be cash or secured. Release to pretrial services, a bond posted. So if you're released or you post the bond, conditions of your release would include absolutely no alcohol or drugs, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial. Your next court date is next Wednesday, June 19th at 1:30 p.m. for criminal arraignment at the Superior Courthouse. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. I'm also going to order you not to leave Pima County without further order of the court. You understand all that, Mr. Turner?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today. Yes. Good morning. Can I get your full name, please? Thank you, Ms. Betancourt. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Pima County Justice Court for some failures to appear. There's a criminal trespass failure to appear, as well as a shoplifting failure to appear. It looks like you are currently held on a bond out of Superior Court for felony matter as well. I'm not seeing you on that. I'm just seeing you on the Justice Court cases. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. If you can't afford one may be appointed for you. I'm going to appoint Jill Gookin to represent you. That'll be your attorney. Because you are being held in custody on a separate matter with a bond in that case, I will honor the bond amount issued by the Justice Court, which was $50. So I will order a bond of $50 on the shoplifting and the trespass. It'll be cash or secured. Conditions if you post the bond or if you're released would include no contact with the alleged victims or the businesses. You don't return to the incident locations. Your next court date will actually be tomorrow, June 12th at 1 p.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video and your attorney, Ms. Gookin, will be there. As you can see, when you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand that, Ms. Betancourt?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're excused for today.
Ms. Vincent?
Good morning. Can I get your full name, please?
Shelley Lynn Vincent.
Vincent, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Pima County Justice Court for some new misdemeanor offenses. Disorderly conduct, 2 counts, and assault. We are all alleged to be domestic violence and misdemeanors. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, ma'am. If I release you today, is there somewhere you can stay that is not with Keith Vincent or with Envery Alvarez?
No, but Keith is my son, and I do know that the two of them, they have a place they can go, and we're going to go before this whole incident. I don't have nowhere to go.
Okay, so
That's
it says
actually
they will not be living at the residence is the information I have. Okay, so you can return home if they're not going to be staying there anymore.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. So I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That basically just means you don't have to check in with anyone other than, of course, showing up to court. Conditions of your release include do not commit any acts of domestic violence. At this time, no contact with Keith Vincent or Ms. Alvarez. Do not try to go to wherever they're going to be staying or anything like that. Your next court date will be June 23rd at 10:30 a.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. When you get released from jail this morning, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information, the date, time, address, etc. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that June 23rd date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. So make sure you make up to that court date. And if you can't, you call the number to reschedule. You understand all that, Ms. Vincent?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You're excused for today.
Thank you.
And counsel, can I get your name, please, sir?
Sorry, were you addressing me, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize. Jonathan Becker.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Becker. All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Arturo Ramon Escobar.
Thank you, Mr. Escobar. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Tucson City Court for some new misdemeanor charges for theft, shoplifting, 2 counts, drug paraphernalia, and resisting arrest. Also looks like you have a adult probation hold for felony court. You'll be seen by different judges if you haven't been already on that separately. Right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. I'm going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these misdemeanor cases, sir. Because you are on felony probation at this time and you have that hold, I am going to impose a bond in this case as well. It's going to be $100, cash or secured. If you do post the bond or if you're released, sir, conditions of your release will include no contact with the alleged victims, no drugs, no alcohol. Do not return to the incident location, the 5225 South Calle, Santa Cruz, the Sportsman Warehouse. Your next court date, Mr. Escobar, for Tucson City will be next week, June 20th at 1:45 p.m. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video. Your attorney, the Tucson Public Defender, will be there. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that June 20th date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but unable to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Escobar?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. You're excused for today.
Gray Mountain.
Good morning. Can I get your full name, please?
Dakota Green Mountain.
Middle name Jackson?
Jackson, yes.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gray Mountain. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Tucson City Court for some new misdemeanor offenses for assault and 3 counts of disorderly conduct, which are all alleged to be domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. Sir, if I release you today, is there somewhere you can stay that is not with Brandy?
Yes.
Okay, where would you stay?
With my brothers, they're working in Green Valley right now.
Okay. All right, sir. I am going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That means you don't have to check in with anyone other than showing up to court. Conditions of your release include do not commit any acts of domestic violence. At this time, no contact with Brandy Small Canyon other than related to parenting. If it's related to parenting regarding your 2 children, that's okay, but otherwise no contact with her. Do not go back to the incident location or the shared residence that you have. You can go back one time with law enforcement escort to pick up your personal belongings before you go back to your brothers. You must establish alternate housing from Ms. Small Canyon while the case is ongoing for now. Your next court date, sir, will be July 15th at 1:30 p.m. at the Tucson City Court. When you get released from jail today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that July 15th date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but unable to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Gray Mountain?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. You're excused for today.
Mr. Carolzak.
Sir.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Carolzak.
Middle name John?
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Kozak. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Tucson City Court for some new misdemeanor offenses, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, criminal damage, and assault. They're all alleged to be domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. All right. So, sir, if I release you today, is there somewhere you can go that is not with your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where would you go stay?
I would be going to a inpatient rehabilitation facility.
Okay. And you have some transportation to get there?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That just means you don't have to check in with anyone other than showing up for court. Conditions include do not commit any acts of domestic violence. Your parents are okay with further contact, but they don't want you coming back to the house. I will allow you to return one time with law enforcement escort to pick up some personal belongings before you find alternate housing. But yeah, they don't want you staying there, but they're okay with contacting.
Perfect.
Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
And you must establish alternate residence from them. All right, so your next court date will be July 14th at 9 a.m. at the Tucson City Court. When you get released from jail today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information, and there'll also be a phone number on there. So if you can't make that date for whatever date, call them and let them know to reschedule. If you don't call them and if you don't show up, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but unable to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Kolzak?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. When I enter not guilty pleas on your behalf, you're excused for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Pinkston?
Hello, can I get your full name, please?
Aaron Eugene Pinkston.
Is it a hyphenated Pinkston Whitwell?
Yeah, it could be either or.
Okay, thank you.
I had it changed last year.
You had it changed to Pinkston?
No, Eugene. It used to be Whitwell for a long time.
Okay, so do you go by Pinkston now?
Yeah, we can just use Aaron Pinkston.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Pinkston, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new misdemeanor charges out of Tucson City Court for false reporting to law enforcement and having liquor under 21. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. All right, sir, so I'm going to release you today on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Conditions include no alcohol and also no illegal drugs. Your next court date.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Your next court date will be July 11th at 9 a.m. at the Tucson City Court. When you get released from jail today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information, the next court date, and a phone number for the courthouse. If you can't make that date for some reason, you call them and them to reschedule, or if you just don't show up, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. So it's in your best interest to show up to court to get it taken care of.
I understand.
Thank you, Mr. Pinkston. All right, your excuse for today, I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf.
Not guilty.
Mr. Mullen?
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Joe Floater, Federal Mullen.
Thank you, Mr. Mullen. This is the time set for your initial appearance in CR 2025-1521, which is a post-indictment matter out of Pima County Superior Court. The charges are for aggravated driving under the influence, child abuse. Those are for, I'm assuming, individuals inside the vehicle, minors inside the vehicle. All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. And appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you have Mr. Becker, counsel, seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint, and the state's written recommendation is released to pretrial services. Mr. Gant, does the state want to be heard further?
No, Judge, I would just note the case is almost 3 years old from the offense date, so that's why I recommended pretrial services release.
All right, thank you. Mr. Becker?
Yes, Your Honor. I would just echo the state's sentiments here about the cases from 2022. Additionally, when the case was originally filed in 2022, he was released to pretrial services. And to my knowledge, he did that successfully until the case was dismissed. So we would be also asking for pretrial services.
And Mr. Becker, if you can confirm if the minors that are listed are family members?
If you give me 1 second, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Judge, I stepped away for a second, but I heard your question. They are passengers in the vehicle.
Okay, my question was whether they were family members of Mr. Mullen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
that's
you
all
asked
right.
if they were passengers. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, they are.
All right. Mr. Mullen, I'm going to release you to pretrial services. Conditions include do not drive without a valid driver's license, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Any monitoring treatment is directed by pretrial. You keep in contact with them as frequently as they ask you to. Your next court date will be a criminal arraignment on June 19th. That's next Wednesday at the Superior Courthouse on the 3rd floor. Those are scheduled at 1:30 p.m. I believe they have people check in closely to 1 to 1:15, but it's scheduled at 1:30. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that June 19th date or a future date, sir, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Mullen?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Sorry, Judge, I stepped away to fill my coffee.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Gant. Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Ronnie Ramirez?
Is it Jesus middle name?
Yes.
And you're junior?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Ramirez, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Pima County Justice Court for some failures to appear. Looks like there's a disorderly conduct, domestic violence from 2021, a criminal trespass from 2023, another disorderly conduct from 2023, another criminal trespass from 2023, as well as another trespass, threatening, intimidating, disorderly conduct from 2024. These are all failures to appear. They're not new charges. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint Sal Huerta to represent you on all these cases. All right, so I'm going to set some release conditions for you today. Due to the number of failures to appear in open cases, I am going to impose a bond of $250 on all of the matters. It will be cash or secured. If you do post the bond, sir, conditions of release would include no acts of domestic violence, no contact with any alleged victims, do not return to any incident location. Your next court date will be tomorrow, June 12th at 1 p.m. at the Justice Court. So you'll see a judge tomorrow afternoon. Mr. Huerta will be there. If you fail to appear for court, as you can see, sir, warrants can issue for your arrest. You understand all that?
Yes. I failed to appear in my court dates. I was in rehab.
Okay, understood, sir. You can talk to a judge tomorrow about that, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, was the 250 for all the cases, Your Honor?
Yes,
Consecutive or concurrent?
consecutive.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Can I get your full name, please?
Donna Marie Salvatore.
Thank you, Ms. Salvatore. I'm seeing you today for your initial appearance at a Tucson City Court for some new misdemeanors. They're for disorderly conduct, domestic violence, assault on a minor, domestic violence, child abuse, criminal negligence, and domestic violence endangerment. These are all misdemeanors out of Tucson City Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. So, ma'am, if I release you today, is there somewhere you can go that is not with your grandkids?
The kids were already taken to their other grandma's house.
Okay. All right, thank you. I am going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That just means you don't have to check in with anyone other than showing up for court. Conditions of your release include no acts of domestic violence, no unsupervised contact with the minor grandchildren. I don't know if Department of Child Safety was involved, but if they are, any terms that they impose, and establishing alternate residence from the grandchildren. Okay, your next court date, ma'am, will be July 14th at 9 a.m. at the Tucson City Court downtown. When you get released from jail today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information. If you're unable to make that date, ma'am, make sure you call to let them know to reschedule. If you don't call, if you don't reschedule, if you just don't show up, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but unable to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you have a friend here in support of you in court right now. Okay, did you have a question, ma'am?
Oh, everything's fine.
Hold on one. Sorry?
Oh.
What is your name? Maria. Okay, your friend Maria Culver is here. She said you can call her to pick you up.
Yes, tell her to come and get me.
Okay, she gave you a thumbs up, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys got to do that.
Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Michael Joseph Swan.
Thank you, Mr. Swan. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for a failure to appear on a post-adjudicated case for an assault out of Country Meadows Justice Court out of Avondale or Maricopa County. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you.
Stop. What do you, wait, I have no assault charge pending on it.
No, this is not pending. It's post-adjudication.
Well, where is that?
Okay, that probably means that you had some unsupervised probation terms or classes you have to do or restitution or something you had to pay. But either way, sir. So the bond amount on the warrant is $250. So I'm going to impose a bond of $250 cash. The Pima County Sheriff's Department or Maricopa County Sheriff's Department has 72 hours to pick you up on this. If they don't pick you up in 72 hours, then you'll be released on your own recognizance and you'll have to show up at the next court date, which would be July 15th at 9 a.m. All right.
And that's a misdemeanor, right?
It's a misdemeanor. You can post the bond, sir. It's $250.
I posted a bond.
Okay. You're excused. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Is Jose Antonio Aguila?
It's Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Aguila. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for possession of narcotic drugs for sale, possession of dangerous drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney and appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint, the state's written recommendations released to pretrial services. Mr. Gant, does the state want to be heard further? All right, thank you. Mr. Becker?
If the court's inclined to release him to pretrial services, we would have nothing additional to add.
Thank you. All All right, Mr. Aguila, we'll be releasing you to pretrial services today. You're getting out of jail today. But you have to check in with pretrial services as frequently as they ask you to. Conditions
Yes,
of
ma'am.
release include no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, any monitoring treatment as pretrial directs you to. Your next court date's going to be July 1st at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go forward, sir, so please keep in contact with the attorney, Pima County Public Defender's Office. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that July 1st date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Aguila? All
I do.
right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Duckworth?
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Michael Ducksworth.
Middle name, Dwayne?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Duckworth. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for possession of weapon by a prohibited possessor, possession of weapon during a felony drug offense, possession of dangerous drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Also looks like you are on felony probation at this time, but I did not see an adult probation hold yet. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you have counsel seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Ducksworth. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $25,000 bond. Mr. Gant, would the state like to be heard further?
Judge, I'll just note that he has multiple prior felony convictions involving weapons offenses, including a 2011 conviction and the conviction that he's on probation for a prohibited possessor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Becker?
Yes, Your Honor. I would highlight that a significant amount of his priors are from over 10 years ago, Your Honor. Additionally, he does have stable housing. He lives with his girlfriend and his grandson. He did complete parole successfully in his prior cases. I do understand that he may or may not be on a probation hold. However, for that reason, we would ask for a 2K bond just to ensure that he is earning time credits while on a probation hold.
All right, thank you. I do think a bond is appropriate in this case. Mr. Ducksworth, I'll oppose a bond of $10,000. It will be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if the bond is posted. Conditions of your release would include absolutely no drugs and alcohol, no weapons whatsoever, monitoring and treatment as directed by pretrial. If you are released or you post the bond, sir, you contact the assigned probation officer. Your next court date will be a preliminary hearing on June 23rd at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that June 23rd date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, sir? All right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
So that's the attorney call.
Mr. Flores?
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Your Honor, Marquillo Flores.
Middle name, Carlitos?
Yes.
And thank you, Mr. Flores. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a new felony charge for aggravated domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you for purpose of today. I will be setting some release conditions for you today, sir. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $10,000 bond. Mr. Gant, would the state like to be heard further?
Judge, the only thing I'd add is when I filled out the written recommendation, I didn't have a pretrial services report yet. Learning from that report, his 2 prior domestic violence offenses also involved the same victim. So he's a continual risk to the victim. I would just add that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Becker?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to highlight first off that those priors are for misdemeanors. Additionally, he would be able to stay at a stable residence where his wife would not be there. He has stayed at that residence for 3 years. So he would be able to have a place to stay that is not anywhere near or in contact with the victim. Additionally, I'd like to highlight that no one was injured during these allegations. Lastly, Your Honor, I would like to highlight that the interim complaint, frankly, is pretty bare bones in terms of probable cause. The statement is pretty much the officer says, I determined there was probable cause to arrest Arcadio Flores. And then at the bottom, it mentions words. It says intoxicated, broken window, yelling. I don't think that there's enough here to even substantiate probable cause to keep Mr. Flores in detention. And for that reason, regardless, we would ask for him to be released to pretrial services.
All right, thank you. I do think there's sufficient probable cause based on the information of, because aggravated domestic violence requires a 3 within the 84 months. And I know there are words, but broken window, criminal damage, yelling could be disorderly conduct, and the relationship married to child. So I do think there's probable cause to move forward today. The court is concerned, the information, the pretrial services report is that Mr. Flores is on misdemeanor probation for domestic violence right now. So I will impose a bond of $2,500. It will be cash, released to pretrial services if the bond is posted. So if you do post that bond, absolutely no contact with the named victim, Ms. Shantana Flores. Don't try to go find her or anything like that. You must establish an alternate residence from her. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Any monitoring treatment is directed by pretrial. That just means you have to keep in contact with them as frequently as they ask you to. Your next court date, sir, will be a preliminary hearing on June 23rd at 1:30 p.m. That date here might not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Flores?
So I get released today?
You have a bond of $2,500.
Mr. Ullman?
Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Tegan Andrew Oldham.
Thank you, Mr. Oldham. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges of theft of means of transportation, which is auto theft, burglary in the 3rd degree, and possession of burglary tools. Also looks like you have a hold from the Department of Corrections on a parole violation warrant. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. You have counsel seated next to you for purposes of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $2,500 bond. Mr. Gant, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Becker?
Your Honor, I do understand that he has a detainer with the Arizona Department of Corrections. So while that's pending, we would ask for a bond so that he's earning time credits in this case. However, he does have a stable residence and he's full-time employed as a tile installer. If he's released, he'll be able to go back and do that. So for the sake of just ensuring that he is earning time credits, we would ask for a nominal bond of $1,000.
All right, thank you. The court is concerned, regardless of the DOC holds, that the priors are quite recent for Mr. Oldham that are listed in the pretrial service report, and they're for similar, if not the same offense. So it'll impose a bond of $5,000. It will be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if the bond is posted. And so you know, sir, as long as that DOC hold is there, if you do post the bond, you're likely to lose it because you'll be taken into DOC custody unless you've killed your number on your parole. All right, so if you post the bond and the DOC hold is lifted, conditions of your release would include do not drive without a valid driver's license, no drugs or alcohol, no weapons, any monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact with the alleged victim, which would be the owner of the vehicle. All right, your next court date will be June 23rd at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that June 23rd date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, Mr. Oldham?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
All right.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please? At the jail, you guys are muted.
I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot to mute.
You're fine, thank you. Sir, can I get your full name, please?
Just Lewis Ratliff.
Thank you, Mr. Ratliff. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for burglary in the 3rd degree, possession of burglary tools, possession of drug paraphernalia, criminal damage. Sorry, the paraphernalia and criminal damage are listed as misdemeanors. You also have some failures to appear at a Pima County Justice Court for drug paraphernalia and theft, as well as a failure to appear at a Tucson City Court for theft. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. For your felony case, sir, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting release conditions for you, Mr. Ratliff, on all your cases. We'll talk about the felonies first. I'll review the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is released to pretrial services. Mr. Gant, would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Becker, and also if you could address housing, please.
Sure, Your Honor. We would agree to pretrial services. If I could get a second, though, to talk with my client.
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff would be able to stay with his aunt here in Tucson.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Ratliff, I am going to release you to pretrial services on your new felony case. Conditions of your release would include keep in contact with them as frequently as they ask you to. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, any monitoring and treatment as they direct you to. Do not return to the incident location wherever you're arrested from. No contact with the alleged victim of the burglary. Your next court date, sir, will be July 1st at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney. All right, for your justice court cases, sir, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date for both of those. Conditions would include no drugs, no alcohol. You do not return to the incident location. Next court date for justice court is June 23rd at 8:30 a.m. And then for your Tucson City Court case, sir, that one as well, I will release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. So you got 3 different court dates you got to keep track of. You got the felony one where you have the public defender's office, you got the justice court case one, you got Tucson City Court. So when you get released from jail this morning, sir, you'll get multiple sheets of paper with the different court dates. It's very important to keep track of those. And there'll be phone numbers on them too if you forget them for whatever reason. But as you can see, when you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue, so it's important to keep track of your dates. Let me get your Tucson City Court dates there, and the only other condition for Tucson City would be no contact with the alleged victim of the shoplifting. All right, next court date for Tucson City is July 15th at 9:30. All right. As you can see, sir, a warrant can issue for your arrest if you fail to appear for court, so just make sure you keep track of your court dates. All right, excuse for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rico?
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Jerry Angelico.
Thank you, Mr. Rico. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of for some new felony offenses: possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. You also have failure to appear at a Tucson City Court for shoplifting, as well as an assault. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you on your felony matters. And you have counsel seated next to you for purposes of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir, for all these cases. I'm actually going to start with the city court matters. Sir, did you know you had court in city court earlier this year, April and May?
I did not. I know I had one for shoplifting, but I didn't know when it was.
Okay. Do you have housing right now? You have a stable address?
Yes.
Where is that?
My mom's.
Where's your mom's?
2581 West Sunset Road.
And is she able to help you with transportation to court, or do you have transportation?
Still take me to court.
Are you working right now, sir?
Yes.
What do you do?
Yes.
What do you do?
EMI.
One more time?
EMI, Exomechanical Inc.
Okay. Is that full time?
Yeah.
Okay. For your Tucson City Court case, sir, well, all right, let me switch back now to the felony case. All right, back to the felony case. I reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's recommendation is released to pretrial services, screen for steps. Mr. Gant, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Becker?
Yeah, Your Honor, if the state's arguing for pretrial services, we're in agreement with that. He has stable housing and is employed.
All right. Mr. Rico, the state is saying you may be eligible to participate in STEPS, which is a pre-indictment drug treatment program, a diversion program. Would you be interested?
Yes, ma'am.
They do a screening to see if you qualify. So I'm going to set you a STEPS hearing. STEPS is the name of the program for next Wednesday, June 18th at 9 a.m. at the Superior Courthouse on the 3rd floor downtown. They do a screening. So you'll find out that date if you qualify for it. If you qualify, you participate, you complete it successfully, they dismiss the felony charges. If you don't show up next Wednesday, they're not going to consider you. So it's important that you show up for that screening hearing. All right, so I'm going to set you a STEPS hearing June 18th at 9 a.m. I am going to release you to pretrial services, so keep in contact with pretrial as frequently as they ask you to. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, any monitoring treatment as pretrial directs you to. And counsel wait time for the preliminary hearing date?
Yes, Your Honor.
The preliminary hearing date is pushed back to July 28th, 1:30 p.m. And so that's just so if you do participate in the program, you have enough time to complete it. All right. And then for your Tucson City Court case, sir, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Conditions again include no drugs, no alcohol, do not return to the incident location, no contact with any victims. Next court date for Tucson City is July 28th at 2 p.m. downtown in Tucson. So when you get released from jail today, you'll get 2 sheets of paper. One will be about the Tucson City Court date. The other one will be about the felony with that STEPS hearing next Wednesday. Right, keep track of your court dates, sir. If not, If you don't show up, you don't call in advance to let them know that you're not showing up, warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Your excuse for today.
Mr. Stanley?
All right, good afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Frankie Stanley's.
All right, thank you, Mr. Stanley. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for an out-of-county, Cochise County post-adjudicated warrant for felony shoplifting and possession of dangerous drugs. Also seeing you today for a failure to appear out of Pima County Justice Court for misdemeanor shoplifting. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. For your misdemeanor case in Pima County Justice Court, I'll appoint Jill Gookin to represent you. All right, and sir, I'm going to impose a bond on that matter of $250. That was the amount on the warrant from Pima County Justice Court. There'll be cash. If you do post the bond, if you're released, no contact with the business victim of the shoplifting. You'll see a judge tomorrow, sir, June 12th at 1 p.m. Ms. Gookin, your attorney, will be there. All right, and on the Cochise County warrant, sir, there was no bond amount on the warrant, but it is post adjudicated. I'm going to impose a bond of $5,000. It will be cash and set you a review hearing July 11th at 9 a.m. locally. So basically, once your local charges have all been resolved, then the Cochise County Sheriff's Department will pick you up on this case. But we set a review hearing a month out just to make sure that they picked you up by that. All right, when you fail to appear for court, sir, as you can see, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Excuse for today.
Your Honor, Dale here.
Yes?
The 5,000, was that for both cases, Your Honor?
No, the $250 was for the Justice Court. The $5,000 cash was for the Cochise County.
Your Honor, there's two Cochise County.
Oh, yes, they're for both case numbers.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Strand?
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Lee Michael Strand.
Thank you, Mr. Strand. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for fraudulent schemes and artifices, burglary in the third degree, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do see that you're on felony probation at this time out of Pima County Superior Court, but I did not see a hold as of yet. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And if counsel seated next to you for purpose of today, I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. Let me just check one thing. Okay. All right, the state's written recommendation is a $1,000 bond. Mr. Gant, would the state like to be heard further?
Judge, normally I wouldn't recommend a bond on charges like this, but I am surprised there's no probation hold. I would assume one is coming soon. So based on that, I'm asking for $1,000.
All right, thank you. Mr. Becker?
Your Honor, I understand that there might be a probation hold incoming. However, we would ask for him to be released to pretrial services. His attorney can always file a motion for a non-protunct bond if a probation hold or something along those lines is incoming. I don't think that the possibility for probation hold possibly incoming should prevent Mr. Strand from being released to pretrial services regardless.
Okay, thank you. At the jail, can we confirm that there is no hold?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Strand, I am going to release you to pretrial services, so you have to keep in contact with pretrial services as well as your adult probation officer. Right. Conditions of release include no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Any monitoring treatment is directed by pretrial. Do not return to the Walmart. You've been trespassed from all Walmarts. Do not return there. No contact with the business. Also contact your assigned probation officer when you get released today. Next court date, sir, is July 1st at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's at July 1st date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Strand?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. You're excused for today. All right, I think that's everyone.
Thanks, Judge. Have a good day.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gant. Thank you, Mr. Becker.
All right. All right, thank you. Please be seated. Okay, thanks. All right, this is, well, let me first check, can the interpreter hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. This is the 11 initial appearance calendar for June 11th, 2025.
Este es el calendario de comparecencia inicial de las 11 de la mañana del 11 de junio del 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the 1st of the month will also apply to these hearings.
Las órdenes judiciales para la toma de muestras de ADN y huellas dactilares que se giraron en el calendario de las 2 de la mañana del 1 de este mes también van a aplicar a estas audiencias.
All right, Mr. Rogelio Garcia, will you please come all the way to the podium?
El señor Rogelio García, pase por favor hasta el podio.
After that, Mr. Abelarda Alvarez, you can wait in the chair. The officer will show you where to sit.
Después de eso, el señor Abelardo Álvarez, si puede pasar a la silla, el agente le va a mostrar dónde se puede sentar.
All right, good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. Vea su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Rafael Enríquez, 31574.
Rogelio Enríquez, 31574.
Your first last name is Enriquez? If so, what is your second last name?
Su primer apellido es Enríquez y si lo es, el segundo apellido, ¿cuál es?
García.
García.
So, your full last name is Enriquez Garcia?
Su apellido completo entonces es Enríquez García.
El acta de nacimiento nomás dice Rogelio Enríquez.
My date of birth only says Rogelio Enríquez. I'm sorry, my birth certificate only says Rogelio Enríquez.
Okay, so you're telling me your legal name is Rogelio Enriquez?
Me dice entonces que su nombre legal es Rogelio Enríquez.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, thank you. You are here on 3 warrants.
Se lo agradezco. Usted se encuentra aquí por 3 órdenes de detención.
One is from Yavapai County and 2 are from Maricopa County.
Una de ellas es del condado de Yavapai y 2 de ellas son del condado de Maricopa.
I'm going to begin with the Yavapai County warrant where you are on probation.
Voy a iniciar con la orden de detención del condado de Yavapai, donde usted se encuentra en régimen a prueba.
There was a petition to revoke your probation filed and a warrant was issued for your arrest on July 13th of 2023.
Se presentó un pedimento para revocar su régimen a prueba y se giró una orden de detención en su contra el día 13 de julio del 2023.
I will let them know they should give you a lawyer when you get to Yavapai County.
Les voy a informar a ellos que deben de proporcionarle un abogado cuando usted llegue al condado de Yavapai.
Your next court date there is scheduled for June 16th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su próxima audiencia judicial allá va a ser el día 16 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And the court address in Camp Verde is on your paperwork.
La dirección del tribunal en Camp Verde está en su papeleo.
And I am affirming the bond set by the Yavapai judge, which is $25,000 secured.
Voy a ratificar la fianza que fijó el juez de Yavapai, que es una caución real de $25,000.
If you deposit that, you will be released and you will have to present yourself at the courthouse on June 16th at 8:30 in the morning.
Si usted deposita esa fianza, usted será liberado y usted mismo tendrá que presentarse en el juzgado o el tribunal el día 16 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Because if you miss any court date in that case, you will lose your bond money and there will be a warrant issued for your arrest.
Si usted incomparece a alguna audiencia judicial en ese caso, usted perderá el dinero de la fianza y se va a girar otra orden de detención en su contra.
You have other conditions of release that will be in your paperwork.
Usted va a tener otras medidas cautelares que van a aparecer en su papeleo.
And they will be the same conditions that I'm going to give you in the Maricopa County cases.
Van a ser las mismas medidas cautelares que yo le voy a dar para los casos del condado de Maricopa.
Those include not possessing any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription.
Estas van a incluir que usted no puede estar en tenencia de ningún arma o droga sin una receta vigente.
And you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
Y que usted debe de ponerse en contacto con su agente de probatoria dentro de 72 horas de ser liberado.
All right. In Maricopa County, there were warrants issued for you in 2 pending criminal cases.
En el condado de Maricopa hay 2 órdenes de detención que se giraron de parte de 2 casos que están pendientes de materia penal.
On May 12th of 2023, there was a status conference set and you were not there.
Para el día 12 de mayo del 2023 se había programado una consulta de actualización y usted no se presentó.
I apologize. That date was just for one of the cases, the one in which you've been charged with burglary as a Class 4 felony.
Y disculpa, esa fecha era solamente para uno de los casos, el caso en el cual usted fue imputado de allanamiento de lugar ajeno con fines delictivos, que es un delito mayor de clase 4.
In the other case, the court date you missed was in March of 2023.
Y para el otro caso, la audiencia judicial a la cual usted faltó estaba programada en marzo del 2023.
And then that second case, you've been charged with possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony.
Y en ese segundo caso, usted fue imputado con tenencia de droga narcótica, un delito mayor de clase 4.
You have already had a lawyer appointed for you in both of those cases.
¿Ya se le había nombrado a un abogado para representarle en ambos de esos casos?
Your next court date for both of those cases will be June 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su próxima audiencia judicial para ambos de esos casos va a ser el 17 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And the court address in Phoenix will be on your paperwork.
Y la dirección del tribunal en Phoenix va a aparecer en su papeleo.
In each of these two cases, you have a $2,500 secured appearance bond for $5,000 total.
Para cada uno de estos dos casos, usted tiene una fianza caución real de $2,500, que serían $5,000 en total.
That is in addition to the $25,000 bond in the Yavapai case.
Esto es adicional a la fianza de $25,000 para el caso de Yavapai.
And you have written conditions in the Maricopa cases, but I will let you read those for yourself.
Van a haber más medidas cautelares por escrito para los casos del condado de Maricopa, pero voy a permitir que usted lea esas medidas cautelares por su propia cuenta.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you a copy. Thank you.
Si pasa hacia su izquierda, la gente le va a entregar una copia. Gracias.
Mr. Alvarez.
El señor Álvarez.
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Hola, señor. ¿Me da su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Abelardo Gámez Álvarez, y mi fecha de nacimiento es noviembre 12 del 2073, del 1973.
Yes, Abelardo Gámez Álvarez, and my date of birth is November 12 of 1973.
Thank you. You have been arrested on new allegations that are as follows.
Se lo agradezco. Usted fue detenido por acusaciones nuevas, que son las siguientes.
Possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony.
Tenencia de droga narcótica, un delito de clase 4.
Possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony.
Tenencia de adminículos para drogas, un delito mayor de clase 6.
And disobeying a court order, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Y desobedecer una orden judicial, una falta menor de clase 1.
There is probable cause for all of those offenses, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you.
Existe motivo fundado de procesamiento para todos estos ilícitos y voy a nombrar a un abogado a que le represente.
Your next court date will be a status conference on June 17th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court.
Su próxima audiencia judicial va a ser una consulta de actualización el día 17 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana en el Tribunal Superior en Downtown.
Your preliminary hearing will be June 19th at 8:30 in the morning, and the court address will be on your paperwork.
Su audiencia preliminar va a ser el día 19 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana. La dirección del tribunal va a aparecer en su papeleo.
Bond is set in your case at $1,000 and it is secured.
Se va a fijar una fianza en el caso de usted de $1,000 como caución real.
And you have other conditions of release you're ordered to comply with.
Y hay otras medidas cautelares que le voy a ordenar que usted las siga.
Those include no returning to the scene of the alleged crimes.
Estas incluyen que no debe de regresar al lugar de los presuntos hechos.
And no contact with the alleged victim. That's whoever has the order of protection against you.
Y no puede tener ningún contacto con la presunta persona afectada. Esta es la persona que tiene la orden de protección en contra de usted.
You may not possess any weapons nor any drugs without a valid prescription.
Usted no puede estar en tenencia de ningún arma o ninguna droga sin una receta vigente.
No alcohol.
No consuma alcohol.
And you must obey the terms of any order of protection that has been served upon you.
Y usted debe de obedecer las condiciones de cualquier orden de protección con la cual usted haya sido emplazado.
Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, the officer will give you a copy. Thank you.
Todo lo que usted tiene que saber va a aparecer en su papeleo. Si pasa usted hacia su izquierda, el agente le va a entregar una copia del papeleo. Gracias.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and if the interpreter could please make a general call for service. We do think that's everybody, but you never know.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. ¿Se encuentra alguien más en la sala que requiere asistencia de un intérprete de español? Si puede levantar la mano si hay alguien que necesita asistencia.
Okay, we see no hands. Oh, she's double checking. Okay, no hands. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye. All right, Mr. Duncan, if you please come to the podium. Matthew Duncan, you'll be next. After that, Lorenzo Duran, will you please go to the chair? You'll be after that. Right here, sir. All right, so looking for Lorenzo Duran. Here he comes. Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Matthew Scott Duncan, 4/25/1990.
1990?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. You're here on three things. One is a new arrest, two are warrants. In the new case, you were arrested for 5 total allegations of shoplifting as Class 4 felonies, 2 allegations of possession of narcotic drugs, and 1 of possessing dangerous drugs. All of those are also Class 4 felonies. There is probable cause for these, and the offense dates range from April 13th to June 10th of this year. I am appointing a lawyer for you. It will be the same lawyer that you have for both of your pending cases. In number 29 on our calendar, you've been charged with taking contraband into a correctional facility, a Class 2 felony. And in number 31, you've been charged with organized retail theft of merchandise, a Class 4 felony. And back on April 28th of this year, you missed a court hearing and there were warrants issued for your arrest in those cases. So you'll end up with the same lawyer for all 3 cases. The cases are at different stages right now, so I'm not able to combine your first court hearing, but it's going to be in the new case. In the new case, your next court hearing is June 17th, which is 6 days from now at 8:30 in the morning. That is a status conference in the downtown Superior Court with a preliminary hearing scheduled for June 19th at 8:30 in the morning. June 19th is when I'm also setting a status conference in the pending cases. So June 19th at 8:30 will be a preliminary hearing in the new case and a status conference in each of the older cases. All right, in between those, I'm scheduling a bail eligibility hearing. And the reason you need one of those is that you have come in on probable cause for new felonies while you have any pending felony case. And the law says that I have to hold you for a bail hearing. I cannot give you bail today. So you will be held without bond in the new case only, at least until your bail hearing. That's going to be June 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That is 1 week from today. You may or may not be found eligible for bail at that hearing. You're just not eligible today. And when you look at your paperwork, it'll be the one that is called an evidentiary hearing, because it is an evidentiary hearing on the subject of bail. So your lawyer will explain to you the day before what's going to happen at the bail hearing on the 18th, 1 week from today. So that's a new case only. You are held without bond. In each of the older cases, your bond is $1,500 secured for $3,000 total with written conditions in those cases, but you shouldn't try to post those bonds if you're still being held without bond in the new case. So talk to your lawyer about all of that, and you should be seeing, hopefully, I would think it would go to, it looks like it's Matt Schwartzstein, should go to him, and you should be seeing him at the status conference on the 17th. Everything is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she'll give you copies. All right, Mr. Duran, and then Enrique Quiroz Ledesma, will you please go to the chair? Enrique? Hi, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Lorenzo Duran, por favor, 15,000.
All right, thank you. You're here on one new case and a warrant in a pending case. In the new case, you were arrested for possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. It will be the same lawyer that you have for your other open case, which is number 9 on the calendar. You've been charged in that pending case with narcotic drug possession, a class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. And it looks like you failed to appear at a court hearing on May 27th. That was a status conference, and there was a warrant issued for your arrest. So your next court date will be the same for both cases. It's a status conference, June 17th, which is 6 days from now. Your preliminary hearing will be the same for both cases, June 19th at 8:30 in the morning. In between those, you are going to have a bail eligibility hearing because you have come in with probable cause for a new felony while you have any pending felony case. So you're going to have a bail hearing on June 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I must hold you without bail until then in the new case. So in a week, you'll have a bail hearing. You may or may not be found eligible for bail in a week. You're just not eligible today. In the older case, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond and written conditions.
I'm staying here?
Yeah, unless, right, you stay here in the new case until a judge gives you bond or not, or lets you out on some other basis, and you have a $1,000 bond in the older case that you missed court for.
Okay.
So everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give that to you. Where's Mr. Quiroz? After that, I need Anthony Austin, please. Mr. Austin, if you go to the chair. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yeah, Enrique Quiroz Ledesma, 41784.
Okay, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for possessing narcotic drugs. It's a class 4 felony, and there is probable cause for it. Your next court date will be a status conference June 17th at 8:30 in the morning, which is 6 days from now, with a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30. And in your case, you are out on release in a pending felony case, and that one is CR 2024. Hang on, they have their number wrong in here. It is CR 2024-142944. Your initial appearance in that case was back in last September, and that case remains open and pending. So what that means is I have to hold you for a bail hearing also. So you're not getting bond today in this case because you have to go to a bail hearing. That's going to be June 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon. It is the evidentiary hearing that you will see on your paperwork. That's your bail hearing. You may or may not be found eligible for bail on the 18th. You're just not eligible today. Everything I just told you is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she'll give you that. Right. Thank you. Mr. Austin? And then Vanessa Rodello, you go to the chair, please. Right here at the podium, please. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Anthony Allen Austin, December 7th, 1988.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be a status conference June 17th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30 in the morning. You have an open and pending felony case at CR 2025-123762. Your initial appearance was 4 days ago, and they did file the formal charges against you in that case. So that remains an open and pending case, which means I cannot give you bail today. I must hold you for a bail hearing. So you will also have a bail eligibility hearing 1 week from today, which is June 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon. On your paperwork, it will say evidentiary hearing because it is an evidentiary hearing, but the subject of it is bail. You may or may not be found eligible for bail on the 18th. You're just not eligible today. So if you'll step to your left, you get your paperwork, and they'll take you to court next week. You can meet with your lawyer the day before the bail hearing. All right, thank you. Ms. Rodello? And then Ricky Meeks, we go to the chair, please. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Vanessa Rodello, November 8, 1997.
All right, thank you. Here on a new case. You're arrested for 2 allegations of possessing narcotic drugs. Those are class 4 felonies. 1 allegation of drug paraphernalia possession, which is a class 6 felony. 1 allegation of obstruction of justice by the refusal to provide a true name. That's a class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be a status conference June 17th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30. The court address will be on your paperwork, and your bond is $5,000 secured with written conditions you're ordered to comply with. I will also caution you, pretrial services says you do have a federal hold that's been placed on you at the jail because it appears you've been charged with possession with intent to distribute fentanyl in the federal system. So they say you have a U.S. Marshal's hold on you at the jail. What that means is if you post this bond, the marshals are going to be notified and given a chance to come and get you and put you in front of a federal judge in that case. So you may wish to consult with your lawyer in this case before you go posting bond in this case, because you may just land yourself in federal custody, whereupon the state will place a hold on you to bring you back from there once they're done with you, and you will popcorn back and forth between the systems. So consult with your lawyer before you decide whether to do that, but you are entitled to post bail in this case. I'm just warning you that the marshals are going to be given a chance to come and get you before you ever hit the street. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paper. Thank you. Mr. Meeks, Ricky Meeks. And then Miguel Castaneda, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Ricky Daniel Meeks, 09-2385.
All right, thank you. Here on two things, one from Coconino County, one from Maricopa. I'm going to start with your Coconino warrant. It appears you're on probation in Coconino County. Do I have that right? Hang on a second.
Yes.
Yes, it is probation. All right. There was a warrant issued for your arrest on June 2nd of this year because a petition to revoke your probation has been filed up in Coconino County. So I'll let them know they should appoint a lawyer for you. You'll get a copy of that petition from your lawyer when you get there. Your court date in Coconino County Superior Court is scheduled for June 16th at 8:30 in the morning. That is 5 days from today, and the address up in Flagstaff is on your paperwork. I am affirming their bond, which is $5,000 cash only. If you post it, comply with all of your written conditions and call your Coconino County PO. Are you being courtesy supervised here? Then you would call your Maricopa PO. Because I just realized your other warrant from Maricopa is also a probation violation. So if your PO is a Maricopa PO, that's who you need to call when you get out. And they can tell you if they want you reporting into Flagstaff or not. So in the Maricopa case, this warrant issued May 29 of 2025 because the petition to revoke that was filed alleges that you violated terms 1, 11, 12, 15, and 21 of your intensive probation. You'll get a copy of that petition from your lawyer. I'm appointing a Maricopa lawyer for you here in town. And your court date in Maricopa County is scheduled for June 18th at 8:30 in the morning. So that's actually 2 days after the Coconino court date. Your bond in the Maricopa case is $2,500 secured. So you have $5,000 cash in the Coconino case, $2,500 secured in the Maricopa case. I'm just affirming what those judges ordered. Everything is going to be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she's going to give you a copy. Thank you. Mr. Castaneda, and then Rashard Alexander, will you please go to the chair? It'll be after Mr. Castaneda. Good morning. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yes, please. Miguel Uriel Castaneda Peralta, September 10, 1995.
Okay, let me add the Peralta. All right, sir, you are here on a new allegation. It is robbery, a Class 4 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you, and your next court date will be a status conference June 17th at 8:30 in the morning with a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30. The court address will be on your paperwork. Now, the state recommended a $25,000 bond for you, but I see that you do not have, that we located any violent prior convictions or felony convictions, and given the nature of the allegation, which is a violent and allegedly very frightening experience for the subway employee, that it was a physically violent theft of a sandwich. I'm setting bail in the amount of $5,000 secured, which is more in line with what we set in this type of robbery case. You have to bond out to be released. You may not go to any part of that subway, no contact with any of its employees, certainly not with the alleged victim, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that from the officer. Thank you. Mr. Alexander? Then Ashley Van Douser or Van Duser, we go to the chair, please. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Charge Alexander, 5682.
All right, thank you. Mr. Alexander, you're here on an arrest warrant for some older charges. In this case, you've been accused in a criminal complaint with 2 counts of aggravated driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Each of those is a Class 4 felony, possession of dangerous and narcotic drugs, each of which is a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is September 15th of 2022, and it looks like this warrant has been outstanding for you since February of 2024. This arises from an arrest by the Tempe Police Department. If that doesn't ring any bells, you will get a copy of the police reports and the charges from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your status conference is June 17th at 8:30 in the morning. That's next week, with a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30. Those are in the downtown Superior Court, and the address is on your paperwork. I am affirming the bond set by the judge who issued the warrant. That is based on the nature of those charges, your criminal history, and the allegations surrounding your arrest today. And so in this case, you have to post bond to be released. If you do it, comply with all of your conditions. One of them is not to drive without a valid driver's license. And I did not receive, I normally do, but not always, I did not receive a copy of your current motor vehicle record, so I don't know if your license is or isn't suspended today. My guess is it's probably not. I mean, you probably do not have one. It probably remains suspended or revoked. And this court is extremely concerned. You are accused of having been in control of a vehicle when you were arrested. So, as a public safety matter, I affirm these orders, and as if we do standard, I order you not to drive unless you have a valid driver's license. And it's a crime. It is a crime every time you do it if you don't have a valid driver's license, even if you're sober. This court is very concerned that you may not drive sober and you may severely injure or kill somebody. So if you step to your left, you get a copy of that
How much is
paperwork.
you didn't tell me how much my bond was.
I did. It's $2,500 secured. It means you can use a bail bondsman. I'm affirming the amount set by that judge. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Ms. Van Duser or Van Duser, and then David Baldonegro, will you go to the chair? Where's Ashley? Is she asleep? All right, I can go right to Mr. Baldonegro. Can we get her woken up, please? Mr. Baldonegro, go ahead. Right here, sir. No, Baldonegro's fine. I'm just trying to swap people because Ashley's asleep. Yeah, I'll take Baldonegro. If you can wake up, can you wake her up though, officer? Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
David Paul Baldonegro, 5/30/1978.
All right, thank you. You're here on 2 probation violation warrants. You're on probation in 2 separate felony cases. There were petitions to revoke your probation filed on June 5th. They allege that you violated, whoops, I just closed it. Hold on. They allege that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of that petition for each case from your lawyer. You will have the same lawyer appointed for both cases, I should say. Same next court date for both cases. It is 1 week from today, which is July 18th at 8:30 in the morning. The probation court address will be on your paperwork. Your bond in each case is $500 secured for $1,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. The officer has your paperwork for you. Thank you. All right, Ashley, are you awake? Ms. Van Duser, I need Ashley. After that, Jacob Sharp, will you please go to the chair? Right here at the podium, please. Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Ashley Van Duzer, 9/25/1984.
All right, thank you. You're here on a bench warrant for failing to appear in a pending case. In this case, you've been charged with possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. You failed to appear at a status conference on March 26th of this year, and there was a warrant issued for your arrest. You already have a lawyer appointed for you in this case. Your next court date will be a status conference June 17th at 8:30 in the morning. That's next week. And a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30 in the morning. The court address is on your paperwork. I'm affirming the $500 bond that was set in your case. You have to post it to be released. If you make bond, comply with all of your written conditions. Do not miss your court dates. If you step to your left, she'll give you a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Sharp. And then Kelly Johnson, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Jacob Sharp, October 3rd, 1983.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sharp. You are here on a new case. You were arrested for disorderly conduct and assault. Those are both domestic violence misdemeanors. There is probable cause for those. I am appointing a lawyer for you out of the Surprise City Court as further detailed in my order. Your arraignment hearing will be June 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That is 6 days from now. And based on what has been alleged against you, bond is set in your case at $500. It is secured. If you post it, comply with, and I missed checking a bunch of boxes. Sorry, I got to reprint yours. I double checked myself as I read it, and turns out I got ahead of myself, missed a lot of box checking here. Just 1 second. All righty. It's going to take a second. All right, you may not stay at this location while the case is pending. You may not even go there except one time on a civil standby with a emergency line. Request a civil standby. They'll want to see your paperwork to see that I did order that, and then they will send an officer to go with you while you collect important belongings and go find somewhere else to stay. Bring proof of your alternative residence to your next court date. Do not contact the alleged victim. Do not respond to contact from her. She cannot give you permission to violate this court's order. If you violate this court's order in any way that could be probable cause for harassment, and the example I always use is a single text that says, I love you. If a court finds probable cause that that was harassment in violation of a criminal no contact order, that can be booked as aggravated harassment, a class 6 felony, and you will have considerably worsened your situation. Do not have contact with the alleged victim. Do not respond to her. You may not possess any weapons. No drugs without a valid prescription. No alcohol. If you are served with an order of protection, you must comply with that as well. Everything will be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, the officer has that revised copy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, Kelly Johnson. Then Ashley Sanchez, we go to the chair, please. Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Kelly Jan Johnson, 12/23/68.
All right, thank you. You're here on a warrant in a pending case. You've been charged with 2 counts of possessing dangerous drugs, 1 count of possessing narcotic drugs. Those are all class 4 felonies, and possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a class 6 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Oops. This is a warrant. I apologize. This is a warrant. You've already been charged. Right. You failed to appear at a status conference on December 26th of last year, and a warrant was issued for your arrest. So you already have a lawyer. All right, we're going to set your status conference again for June 17th. That's 6 days from now at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30. The court address in downtown Phoenix will be on your paperwork. I'm going to affirm the bond set by the trial judge, and that is $500 secured with written conditions. If you post bond, do not miss your court date. Follow those conditions. If you step to your left, she has your paperwork. Thank you. Ms. Sanchez, and then Richard Contreras, will you please go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Ashley Sanchez, 02/22/95.
All right, thank you. You are here on 2 things. One is a warrant from the Santan Justice Court. One is a new arrest in a felony case. In the new case, you've been accused of shoplifting using a device or item to facilitate that shoplifting. That is a class 4 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date, I apologize, my computer just literally crashed and says it's restarting with an update. Has that been happening? Okay, well, go ahead and have a seat, ma'am. My computer just spontaneously decided it was going to restart itself, so it's going to take a second. Where is it? Oh, it's back behind that notebook. Okay. Good, we're 7% of the way there. Great. Sure. Thank you. Yeah, that's something I never thought of because, you know, I'm never ready. All righty. Okay, let me figure out where we were. We were at Ashley Sanchez. Okay, all right, let me give you back that one. I think is done. Isn't she done? All right, Ms. Sanchez, go ahead. I'm going to try to do this from the paper copies. If anything gets weird, we may have to pause again. All right, so you're here on 2 things. Hold on. All right, I was talking about the shoplifting case. All right. You're going to have a status conference in that case June 17th at 8:30 in the morning with a preliminary hearing June 19th at 8:30. The address in downtown Phoenix will be on your paperwork. You're also here on a warrant in a DUI case. You've been charged with 2 counts of DUI as Class 1 misdemeanors. This is from the Santan Justice Court. This is a failure to appear warrant. Your court date in the DUI case will be June 16th at 8:30 in the morning in the Santan Justice Court down in Chandler, and the address is on your paperwork. In the Justice Court case, the DUI case, your bond is $250 secured, and in the shoplifting case, it is $50 secured. That is $300 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your release conditions. Those include do not go to the scene of the alleged crimes, particularly not to any Home Depot. All right, everything's going to be on your paperwork. Go have a seat. We're going to send it out to you when we're done, okay?
Okay, so I'm staying there?
Yeah, unless you have the 300, you do stay until your next court date. All right, did I see Contreras? I don't think so. Mr. Contreras, come in. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yes, my name is Richard Contreras, April 2nd, 1974.
All right, thank you. You're here on 2 probation warrants. There have been petitions to revoke your probation filed in both of your probation cases. You'll get a copy of the petitions from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in both cases. You have the same next court date for both. It is 1 week from today, which is June 18th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. In each of these 2 cases, you have a $250 secured appearance bond for $500 total with written release conditions. If you do bond out, be sure to comply with those and call your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Everything's going to be on your paperwork. I just need to hold on to that for a second. So go have a seat. We're going to send out your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Ortega, Octavio Ortega. And after that, it's going to be Vanessa Morris will be next. All right, Mr. Ortega, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Octavio Ortega, 2789.
All right, thanks. You got arrested for possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Also, driving without a driver's license in your possession, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference June 26th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. And you got a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. This is one of these last ones was an arrest warrant. Was his an arrest warrant? Will you look? I just want to give you correct information about whether this is a brand new case. No, it's a PF. It is a brand new case. Okay, I apologize. Oh, I think it's the next person that was an arrest warrant. Okay, this is a brand new case. Okay, and I am aware of your criminal history. It is not a small amount. That being said, this is a drug case, and the police didn't accuse you of doing anything to try to avoid arrest, etc. So I'm going to release you to pretrial services supervision. That means come to court, comply with release conditions. Even with criminal history like yours, people are getting some probation offers with treatment. Doesn't mean you will. That's up to the county attorney. But I'm trying to encourage you to come to court, talk to your lawyer, and defend your case. If you don't, you're going to get a warrant, and we generally set bond based heavily on what somebody's criminal history is. So if you prove you won't come to court by missing a court hearing, we're just going to give you a bond, and the first thing we look at is your criminal history when we set bond amounts. So I'm just trying to warn you, if you want to be out of custody while this case is pending, you must come to your court hearings, okay? You're going to get an envelope for pretrial. You call them after you get out. They'll tell you when and how to report in. It's usually just calling in, and it's not very hard. So just do it and come to court, okay?
I will be released today.
That is correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
If you step to your left, we'll send out your paperwork, okay?
Thank you.
Good luck. Ms. Morris? And then I think I'm down to house call. Yeah, okay. All right. Still says, it has said restarting on and off multiple times. So, it's probably because we never shut down the computers. All righty. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Yes, it's Vanessa Shea Morris, 120586.
Okay, thank you. You were arrested on an older case. This is an arrest warrant. And I'll ask, are you able to see it, Katrina? Can you tell me what the offense date was? I just like to help people understand if they remember it. So you've been
October 27, 2023.
okay. That's what I thought. But it's pretty old. This is back from October of 2023.
Yeah, I was in a rehab.
Okay. So You've been charged in a criminal complaint with dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, Class 6 felony. We're going to appoint a lawyer for you. Your status conference will be June 26th. That is in about 2 weeks at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. And this is not a brand new case. And so you also have priors, but you qualify for release to pretrial services. This is not a brand new case. And as I told the previous gentleman, people in your situation are with some frequency getting probation deals from the county attorney. Does that mean you will? No, but you might. And I think it also means that you shouldn't fear going to court. You need to go to court. You need to face your charges. But just like I told that gentleman, if you don't show up, you've proved you won't come to court. And we're going to set bond for you. And we're going to do that based largely on your criminal history.
I understand, ma'am.
So,
and I apologize, and I do want
hey, no, you haven't missed any court dates in this case. This is a newly filed case. That's what I mean by it's an arrest warrant because we couldn't find you.
Oh, okay.
We don't hold that against you. No.
I got kicked out. I got kicked out of my residential, and so I ended up going into a rehab.
Yeah,
so.
and people move, and it's been a long time. So no, we don't hold that against you at all. The fact that this went to a warrant had nothing to do with anything you did. So.
And I'm trying to do good. I really am. I know I messed up.
Well, anything that you have to show give to your lawyer can show it to the county attorney to show that you're on a good track, etc. If you've got pay stubs or anything like that you can
I finally got a job and I finally got a roof.
Good. Bring some proof of that your lawyer can photocopy and give to the county attorney and try to.
After 21 years of the streets, I finally got off.
Okay, good. Well, this isn't going to keep you in jail unless you don't show up for court, okay?
Yes,
and then, of course, it's out of my hands. I'm just telling you, the one thing you can do to guarantee landing back in jail is fail to appear. That's what's going to land you back in jail. All right. Good luck, ma'am. If you step to your left, we're going to send.
So I am being released today.
You are? Yes. I know. People never believe it. They're like, let me just confirm that. All righty. So now I'm down to house calls. So these are the, you can give them, did you have their paperwork already? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, you can go ahead and give it to them. I just want to make sure it wasn't going to change. These are the court desk copies because I'm back up now, finally.
They're okay. Are they okay?
No, I haven't changed anybody. No, I just was thinking like, let's hold on to them in case something does change. Let's not hand it to them, but they can all have their paperwork. I didn't change it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so officer, I've got house call. Oh, let me just go. I should have given you all of them because now I can see it. Okay, here now. That's the house call. Okay, 1 second. Good Lord Almighty. Okay. So as to Quetzalcoatl Reyes, Luis Contreras, and Allison Wolf Jimenez, are they not physically present in court because they've been isolated as a potential risk of danger to themselves or others?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I did get an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office, so I am going to conduct those initial appearances in-house, in person, back in the cell block immediately following this recording. I will advise Mr. Quetzalcoatl Reyes, born 2/22 of 82, that he is here on 2 probation violation warrants. He's on probation in 2 separate cases, 2 felony cases, and on June 25th of last year, there were petitions to revoke his probation filed alleging that he violated terms 3 and 5. I'll let him know that I'll get copies of those from his lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer in both cases, and that his court date in both cases will be June 18th, 8:30 in the morning, and I am affirming the bond set in each case at issuance, which was $500 secured per case, with written conditions I'll go over with him. At least that is my inclination. Luis Angel Contreras, born 2/5/97, is here on a city court warrant from the Tolleson City Court, where he's been charged with disorderly conduct as a Class 1 misdemeanor. I am appointing a lawyer for him, giving him an arraignment hearing of June 16th at 8:30 in the Tolleson City Court, and I am affirming the bond set by the Tolleson judge, which is $500 secured with written conditions, and I'm going to appoint a counsel for Mr. Contreras. I'm going to appoint counsel for limited representation on the bond issue only. He has written conditions as well that will be not to go to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim or any witnesses, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Alrighty, Allison Wolf Jimenez, born 1/25/05, here on a new case. She got arrested for narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, Class 6 felony, also shoplifting, Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for her. I'm going to give her court dates of status conference June 17th at 8:30, Preliminary hearing, June 19th at 8:30. It's my current intention to impose bail in the amount of $500 secured based on the reasons set forth in my written order. With written conditions I'll go over with you, which include not going to the scene of the alleged crimes, no contact with the alleged victim. If anything changes after I conduct these initial appearances back in the cell block, I will update my formal written order. My final order will reflect the court's ultimate decision in the case. It is not the court's intention to update this recording. And with that, we will stand in recess until 2 p.m. this afternoon.
Okay. I'll be with you. Second. Where would she be on my, Katrina? Where would she be? Very bot? Oh, and we do. There we go. All right. The reason being because the 24-hour rule is coming into play, so that's why I'm seeing you before the calendar starts. Okay, give me your name and your date of birth, please.
Rebecca Ringquist, May 4th, 1980.
Okay. It's interesting. You're here on a warrant out of the Peoria City Court, but I want to double check one thing because it's got a case number of 2021-000143, and the warrant. Let me double check the warrant. Oh, I'm sorry, it was in 2024. I misread it at first. I thought it said 2020. Okay.
Yeah, it was from 2020.
Yeah, I know. I totally misread it. It's not the best copy, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
No, but the offense date was September 2020. Okay. What are you being held on right now besides this?
I had a detainer for probation violation. I got on probation and last year.
So, wait,
I'm already sentenced to DOC.
you're sentenced to DOC? Okay. So you're not going anywhere?
No.
Okay.
I'm going back to prison.
Yeah, well, you know where you're going.
Yeah.
But let's put it this way. I have to set bond for you so you can take care of this one. And so you wouldn't go to DOC until this is taken care of. Okay, you understand that?
Okay, so.
Anyway, the warrant is based on a criminal trespass in the first degree. Obviously, you don't have any contact with the alleged victim or victims. And don't return to the scene of the
I won't be.
crime. Obviously, that's not going to be an issue anyway. But and so this way, they'll transport you. So you'll have your arraignment hearing on June 17th. And let me just. I think I have to edit one. I don't know where that voice came from. I'm editing it because I have to appoint a lawyer for you now. All right. So, bond will be your next court date will be in June 17th. That's 6 days from now at 9 o'clock in the morning in Peoria City Court. But they'll transport you because I lowered the bond on it just to $250 instead of what the higher bond would be.
Okay.
That way, and then if you resolve it at that court date, then they'll probably take it down to DOC shortly thereafter.
Okay.
Okay, just to explain, since you're not, I know this was called the page 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, any questions?
No.
All right, go with this fine officer and you'll be all set.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we are in recess.